It was standing room only at the James E. Rogers College of Law to hear Professor Derrick Bell speak. Bell, civil rights pioneer and advocate, gave the inaugural talk in the Vine Deloria Jr. Lecture Series.
I certainly had known of his work. I was working on school desegregation cases and what have you, and mainly in the Deep South, so our paths didn't normally cross. I certainly was familiar with, I guess, his best-selling book, which is really his first one, several million copies of Custer Died for Your Sins. So I knew him in that regard.
Well, welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming today.
Bell's lecture focused on institutional racism and how, through education, community-based leadership can work against it.
I think that, it's a complicated subject, it's a complicated world, our situation is complicated, and it varies from different people. I mean, in terms of a separate space, the society has created that, the inner cities, and taking away the services and the bad schools and no employment. I mean, when I was growing up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, it was mainly in black areas. I go back to Pittsburgh now, and I find black folk living in places. You live where? I can't believe that it's happened. But still, the unemployment, the crime rate in the areas that were traditionally black is still very serious. I never met Mr. Deloria, but I certainly knew. It's not only Vine Deloria, it's also W.E.B. Du Bois. W.E.B. Du Bois in 1935, where there was this big debate over integrated schools, separate schools. He said black kids, Negro kids, I guess in those days, need neither integrated schools nor segregated schools. What they need is education. And it seems to me that aware educators in many parts of the country are recognizing that and doing stuff about it.
Given these large social constructs, where does the individual fit in?
Our job is to know it. Our job is to know it, to be, pessimistic about it, to be discouraged about it, but to recognize that our task in life is not to cure it all, but to do what we can